wrestlers with open arms. In the heat of the struggle, we feel no harm. Through the fingers grip like steel's too strong. Together we thrive like a thunderstorm.
Bam, we're live. How's it
Bam.
going?
Hello, everybody. We are
Yeah,
back.
we got Drew immediately within 2 seconds.
Drew, do you think this is humanly possible? What I'm doing here? This looks this
It's
looks
looking
so this
pretty
looks like I
massive.
grafted some bigger muscle or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So how you feeling anyway?
I'm feeling pretty good. I haven't started to be honest, I haven't started really training too much,
Just table
but
time.
I'm gonna start right probably the beginning of May. I'm gonna double overtrain again.
Okay.
I felt my best like double overtraining. If no one knows what that is, I made it up. There's different terms for it. There's actually a term for it. I don't know what it is, so I just made up a new term. But I'm
Break
basically
yourself
I
up early.
train until I can't train anymore. I'm done,
Yeah,
and then like for the day, like I make sure that it's more than I can do in the day, and then
yeah,
I double it. I do it
right.
all again. I
Yeah,
force
yeah.
myself to do twice as much. After like 3 weeks of doing that last year, I never felt stronger. I felt so good. Every day I'd wake up and just feel stronger, and I
You
just
said you
wanted
must
to
be using
lift.
you must be using the dentist filter with those arms.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, yeah. Hey Tim. Tim's in the chat now too.
Oh, Tim's in the chat, eh?
Yeah, yeah. He's always on too. We
Yeah, Tim's a
appreciate.
good guy.
He's a
Strong
good.
arm wrestler, that Tim.
Yeah, I hope he just keeps at her.
Oh yeah.
All those guys down there are getting better and better and better. So,
Did you see what happened this weekend?
uh, I don't know. Maybe.
Let me just pop it up here. There was a, excuse me, I got acid reflux real bad. Sorry.
I don't know.
Um, Miles City Arm Brawl. The Miles City Arm Brawl happened on the weekend.
Yeah, I seen some of it. I mean,
Yeah,
Nick Abel, he posted. I think Hunter posted.
Hunter posted, Nick posted. I
Provincials
believe
post.
Andrew Quintana posted.
Yeah, Andrew did too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Miles. I don't know if he posted, but I saw Miles beat Corey Miller. Hey,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
beat
I
Corey
seen a
Miller.
couple people. Even Andrew gave Corey Miller problems.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that. Hey, that's pretty good. I mean. I seen Andrew and Corey in a hook, yeah, and Andrew was
Yeah.
giving them problems. So
More left hand than right. It looked like right-handed. It was a little quicker, but left-handed he put up a really good fight. Elbow foul, but then he lost his pronation completely. But he was pulling through his wrist line, not his hand. So Corey had full hand control. But if someone's not pulling through their hand and they're pushing their wrist over, you almost have nothing when you're in the hands. He was able to keep Corey at bay until eventually Corey just gripped and just drove, right?
oh, we got Tim's brother and Carolyn's in the chat too.
Nice. Yeah, Michael had a match with Hunter just a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, how did
Yeah.
that go?
Hunter won.
Yeah.
I'll say that. Michael looked like that first pin, he got drugged down to here and
Mhm.
slipped back up. It's one of those like real close to the
I
pad,
know
then
what
you
you mean.
fling up, almost like
Yeah,
punches off in the face. It was a pin. It was right at the pad, and then the second one, um, yeah,
was
I
it about
think
283?
Hunter initiated and then kind of waited, kind of see what he had,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then he
yeah,
drove.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But no, I think he did good for everything. Tim
Oh,
was telling me that
Hunter's hand's good.
Michael
Yeah,
stonewalls Tim, so.
yeah,
No, I think it was good for both of them. I mean, good for Michael.
yeah,
That's a
yeah. You
good
know
that's a
what?
good guy to pull.
Where was that tournament?
Oh man, he'll know. I'm not
Was it in
100% where
Montana?
it was. It in Montana. It was Miles City Arms. So I almost feel like it was not Montana.
Yeah. Because I
It
mean,
might have been, but
shit,
I don't know.
that would have been kind of cool. I mean, there was some good company there at that event. I mean,
Oh
I
yeah.
seen somebody else too. I seen Corey Miller, and who else did I see there? I seen somebody else. It's slipping my mind right now. But anyway, Miles City, Montana, it is.
Is it Montana? Okay, okay. I
Shit,
wasn't sure.
that would have been a good tournament to go to.
Right?
Start keeping track. I gotta start keeping track of the events in Montana.
Yeah, I'd have to know like in advance so I can book time off.
Oh yeah, exactly. Me too. So, but I want to do a tournament down there. We've done super matches and that. We've never showed up to an event. So that would be pretty cool. That'd be
Oh yeah.
pretty cool.
It'd be
Yeah.
cool. I'll show up and don't tell anybody. Just hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah. Yeah. That's who I seen there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Luke Poulter.
Luke
Yeah.
Pulsher,
See,
yeah.
he was competing too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to see these guys compete, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I think if they don't compete, it's harder for people to gauge where they are and how they're how they're coming up.
Yeah.
But if you get in a match with a guy who's a renowned, like a guy that people know, you
Yeah.
know that okay, I'm getting better, I'm moving up, type of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? If we could hunt some of these guys,
Oh yeah,
it'd be good for us to go down and pull. Yeah. I'm feeling
yep.
pretty good. My elbow, I haven't tested my elbow enough to know where it's at, but I know that the pain that I have in it is gone. But under load, it's there still, like a little bit.
Yeah.
But with just moving around in that, my elbow feels great. So that's good. At least I know it's been healing, right? Um, but I don't know what it's going to be like on Saturday. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm just curious to see how the whole event turns out. We'll see.
Yeah.
It is close though for me. It's only an hour and 20 minutes. So
It's a little further for me.
no, it's not. It's 5 minutes, 10 minutes away, 15 minutes. Yeah, yeah,
It's pretty far.
yeah, yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's literally the next town over. It's almost attached to the town I'm in.
yeah, yeah. I know exactly.
I don't know. I'm not. I did something to my left in that freaking match with Jaron. I don't know what it was. I
Your
don't know. It's
elbow?
still, yeah, my inside when I go inside still lights up ever
Yeah,
since that. So
that's where I got it, right in here.
I
Yeah.
probably should have
See.
just tried to top roll the whole time. I shouldn't have tried to.
Yeah, well, see, I want to get strong inside. So I mean, I think you know what? I don't think I had a major injury. I think I came close. And I just
Mhm.
think that because the elbow is not used to being so flared up going inside all the
Yeah,
time.
this is true.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I've never had major elbow issues because when I started, I was heavy on my elbow. So I
Hmm.
conditioned the elbow right from the get-go. You saw I used to
Yep.
literally pull like this, like it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
terrible,
yeah,
but I
yeah,
wouldn't get pinned
yeah.
easily.
And I was the opposite. Yeah, I was always going back, brachialis.
Hand and back, yeah.
Yeah, always. Well, that was my ace, right? I go inside, I'd get just anybody could beat me at one time, right? So, but now I've strengthened it up pretty good. It's actually pretty strong. I
Oh yeah.
just got to get the connective tissue up to par now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know
That
what?
that just takes time, right?
I need 30 seconds, Zach. So 30 seconds and I'll be right back. I just
30
got to grab
seconds, not a problem. Take your time, brother. Yeah, no, I was very happy that my friends in Montana had a good time at that Mouse City Arm brawl because you meet a lot of good people when you travel, and you want them to do good because next time you meet them, you want them to be stronger, you want you to be stronger. You just want to grow together, right? So I'm happy to see these Montana guys doing good and getting out there.
Yeah, me too. Me too. No, you made me think of my elbow, and I'm like, I didn't do the peptides this time. So I did in the beginning, but I didn't do the second round. So
Yeah,
I've been trying SARMs. Yeah, but it seems to be helping. But I would have forgot to take it if I didn't bring up my elbow.
that's fair. Tim's saying he tore some tendons in his left elbow on Saturday pulling a 250-pound dude. Micro tears. He has to heal up stronger. Apparently, he pulled the amateur super heavyweights and then the pro 154.
Oh, crazy.
Crazy. Very crazy.
Yeah, I seen that. I was watching some of the matches from that event. I wish we could have went. I didn't even know about it. What? Oh, collagen peptides. Yeah. Yeah, collagen. I was taking those peptides a long time ago, but I didn't know how vast peptides were and how they work so well in our body. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it seems to be very little side effects too. So
But
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
there's many like you're talking about peptides. They're technically a research drug still. They're
Yeah.
not approved by the FDA or anything.
No, and they you know what? They did a couple small sample size studies and it was really good, and then they just kiboshed it
Yeah,
because they
and the
don't really
reason
want us
because
healing. Yeah.
well, one of the main reasons is it's you can't give somebody medicine that can't 100% target the area you're trying to give. So when you
Yeah.
give someone peptides, you can't guarantee it's going to target that area. So they can't in medicine. It's not a good practice to give someone. It's basically giving them chemo. It's similar to chemo where it's last resort. It'll hit everything and hope it kills the thing first. With the
Mhm.
peptides, same thing. It's going to hit everything. It's going to heal everything. You're just hoping it heals the wrong thing first. It's
That's
just kind of the
true.
same
That's why
thing.
we try to inject it near the injury site, right?
Exactly. And
Mhm.
that's why you don't want to do too much exercise or too much blood flow in those areas too, right off the bat, because you'll just flush
Yeah.
it through your whole system. The one thing
Mhm.
that you gotta watch out for is making sure it's not gonna be unreliable sourced. I think is your biggest thing. You're gonna if you can find clean, good peptides that are you, people have been using them for 40, 50 years at this point.
Mhm.
40 for sure. In arm wrestling, 30 years in arm wrestling.
Oh yeah.
I know that since like
Yeah.
mid 90s they've been using them. So
Yeah.
it's
Well,
definitely very studied and very used. And like you're right, uh, maybe only 5% of people get side effects. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I've been using the MK677,
Yep,
and you
good
know what?
stuff.
It's
That's good stuff.
actually it's actually working for me.
What did I tell you?
I know, and I've been sleeping pretty good on it, like
Yeah,
taking it. Yeah.
100%, dude.
So
That stuff, MK677, ibutamorin is a secretagogue of the hormone ghrelin.
yeah,
Good stuff. Anyone wants to look that up?
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah. Increase
promotes
it,
your
it tells the
body
body to produce
to
more
make its own
HGH.
HGH. You're not taking
Yeah.
something that's HGH. You're taking a secretagogue that just tells your body secrete this hormone that tells your body to do this. So you're just
Exactly.
pressing the button to make HGH. And the
Yeah.
thing about HGH is people live 50 years with giganticism. I mean,
Oh,
it's
I
rare
know.
to live that long, but some people have done it. So it's
Oh,
not
I know.
like HGH drip fed to your body is terrible for you, right?
Well,
If anything,
no,
it's good.
and not only that, like if you can try to mimic levels of when you were in your 30s or in your 20s,
Yeah.
it's not really. I mean, Sylvester Stallone still takes it at 70 something years old, right? So,
Oh, 100%.
they
Look
say it's
look at
nothing to
Arnold
use
Schwarzenegger.
themselves. Yeah.
He's almost 80 years old and he was on cleaner stuff and it was a little different back when he was on it, but he was still blasting steroids,
Hmm.
blasting freaking what's the word? Not SARMs, the other one. Um Either way, he's blasting all these things that now we find out have all these stipulations. And, oh, you don't want to do
Hmm.
this and this and this, and if you do this, you got to take this, this, this,
Yeah,
this.
but look
He
at
was
him.
just
He's
taking a
still,
few things. He was
yeah,
his body got very used to working with high levels of, and obviously no one's genetics are the same. His
yeah,
body really adapted to it
good
well.
genetics. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's and I'll tell everyone if you want to arm wrestle and you think I got shit genetics, just look at me. I have the smallest wrist of anyone ever, dude. Look at this.
Yeah. And your
I can
hands small
overlap
too.
and I have tiny hands, and I
Yeah,
can overlap my fingers on my wrist.
yeah. And you know
I have
what?
a
You're right.
7-inch wrist. That is tiny, dude.
Arm wrestling, you can, look at even John Brzenk. I mean, he had his thumb, right? But other than that, it was no real major special thing.
To be
But his
fair,
thumb
he's
was
not a
really
small
used.
dude. He's not a small
No,
dude.
no, he was always fit too.
And just like we're talking like elbow to fingertip, hand size, wrist size, bicep, forearm, for his weight class, he was definitely way above average.
Oh, true, true. No, I agree. So maybe he did. He
Because
was kind of like
people
this
forget
perfect
that John
specimen.
was a 220 puller, 198 puller most of his life.
Yeah, but he just pulled supers anyway.
He just
Yeah,
pulled supers just for the hell of it because
yeah,
there
yeah.
was nobody, there was no one on the planet that could touch him back. He went, dude. He went 25 years without losing a round.
No, I know he went forever.
And
No one
guess who
touched him.
broke that streak? Devin Larratt.
Yeah, Devin.
Devin
Oh yeah,
Larratt
he
pinned
did.
him.
Oh, he
Devin
beat
Larratt broke
him.
that streak. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So it
Yeah, that
took
was kind
Devin,
of Devin's rise to fame too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Brzezinski is a thick dude. Thick wrists, thick.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a thicker dude. Me, I'm my chest capacity
Oh,
is tiny,
okay.
dude.
Here's one.
Tiny,
Crazy
right?
George. Crazy George.
Crazy George. Crazy George has a titanium rod that physically stops his arm from moving.
Yeah,
So we
well,
take out that rod.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not taking anything away from him because he had
yeah,
that move beforehand. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying like you can't say he's all natural or not like
yeah,
not like
yeah, yeah.
he's in a disadvantage. There's no disadvantage anymore. But
Yeah,
yeah, when
but
he was
he
younger, I
did.
could say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and he. I mean, he was. I think he was national champ way before the rod went in.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like think of it this way. Me and him. So I'm a little taller than him, but
Yeah,
he weighs a little more than me. So yeah, that's fair. That's a great example though. Great example.
yeah, yeah. Because he's pretty
Someone.
normal. Like his
Yeah.
hand's not very big. It's a little thick because he's arm wrestled a long
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
but it's
Totally.
not huge, and it's not his lever is nothing. Like there's
Genetics give you
nothing.
a head start. That's all
Yeah,
they do. They
yeah,
give you a
yeah.
head start. I've beaten guys with way better genetics than I have. Way better.
Oh yeah, of course, of
And it's
course.
just because I had a I'm in a few years and they were just starting. They had a head start. They were really strong, but it's not like there is a bit of an acclimation of the body, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
Drew, you're right. You should. You really should. Because want to know something funny? John Brzezinski also has titanium in his arm. Bet you didn't know that. So I'm
Yeah,
just saying, man.
yeah. That
A
was
lot of
from when
these
he was a
guys,
teenager.
when he
Yeah,
was a teenager, he broke his
because he
arm right
broke
here.
his
Boom,
arm. Yeah,
snapped it. Yeah. So
arm
he
wrestling
titanium
too.
rod.
It was arm
He might
wrestling.
even had multiple. He broke an arm wrestling an adult when he was like 14. He broke his
Yeah.
forearm.
Yeah, but he broke his forearm. That you don't
Yeah,
see that
that's
very
even
often.
better.
Yeah, but you don't
That
see.
that usually happens when you're down here and it's a twist because
Oh, okay.
like think of it this way. If everyone wants to test this, you can see if you're more suited to inside or outside pulling just by moving your arm. Take your hand, see how far you can supinate. I can supinate like without moving my elbow. I can supinate almost all the way over, but I can only pronate to here.
That's it.
I don't pronate very far. Yeah, you can barely supinate, but now
I
pronate.
can't.
Look at
Yeah,
mine. Mine's upside down.
yeah, I can't.
But
Yeah,
then I barely pronate. So what that means is my bones, when I twist, there's a brachial radialis right here.
yeah.
Or sorry, your radius. Your radius
Radius.
bone
Yeah,
moves. It's attached to
yeah.
the brachial radius. The radius, when it moves, eventually, right here, your bones will touch. Me, I feel my bones touching. Boom, my bones touch. Bones touch.
Oh,
Bones touch.
okay.
A lot of people,
Weird.
it happens way later because they're more for, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm built to supinate, and I can over supinate. I can barely pronate past here. So
Yeah.
genetically, I'm built for
Pronate. I don't know.
inside pulling.
What's pronate? Oh,
Look, you have to grab your elbow, don't move it, and then just pronate, just
I
twist to the
don't have a
left.
lot of pronation either,
You
though.
don't have a lot of you don't have much of either.
But
I have a
that's
lot of supination.
but you know the way I pull, it's kind of that controlled that
It is
medium. Yeah,
it's that through the
yeah.
center of the hand more than anything.
It is. It is. Yeah. Because I mean, but it's also I think I'm gifted in some senses because it's hard to really crank me over
It is.
because yeah, it
You
is.
don't have a lot of movement, so
I don't have a
they
lot
can
of
only
move.
push you so far. With me, they can turn me way. I can get turned thumb
Yeah.
to the thumb down, basically.
Yeah. 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 I think that has a lot to do with me always getting the stop on people
Yeah,
like an inch or two above the pad
yeah.
because they
Well,
can't
you
rotate enough
can't
to
follow
finish.
through, right? And
Mhm.
you, if you go to pin somebody and they
Yeah.
stop you, you don't have the roll to roll
I
through.
don't. I
You go
don't. I have to
boom,
come up and press.
like
Yeah.
me, I have to boom. My literally my bones twist and touch. I don't have any more. So if someone pushes downward, they could
Mhm.
snap my bone there. That's
Yeah.
happened to
Yeah.
John. He must have been overpronated, had his bones touching. Boom.
And then
The pressure
snap.
was on the bones, right?
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Makes sense.
So
Yeah.
genetically, don't worry. No one should worry about genetics. They're just there to help you start,
No.
but
Yeah.
work
It's
with your body though. Like I said, like if you over supinate, maybe it's best to learn how to keep hand control through subtle supination.
yeah.
Just activating the bicep for defense. Don't activate the bicep fully and have nothing left on the
Hmm.
outside of the arm. You want this to all be connected, but you
Yeah.
want a little you almost have no power now in
You
your hand when you
can't.
do this.
You
It's all
can't
just
have.
bicep. You don't have any hand strength now.
Yeah.
The bicep is the supinator tendon that supinates the hand. So if you're fully supinated, you actually don't have any power to drive. You need to supinate as you drive. But again, you don't want to supinate palm up. You want to supinate here and then climb up, and then here and then climb up. Supinating is to get height. When you supinate, you should
Yeah.
shoot forward like
Yeah.
this.
Forward.
That way
Yeah.
you come back down on top. So
Yeah.
forward and up, back. Forward
Mhm.
and up, back. And when you
Yeah.
go forward and up, if you don't turn over but you shoot like this, they'll go down your arm. You'll get more.
And then you get more.
Supinating is very important as long as you don't force the supination. You don't want to unless you're trying to pressing, you do want to force a supination. That's
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
pull
yeah,
them over and turn them palm up, right? You
yeah, yeah,
supinate, you cup and supinate, and you turn your wrists so that you're actually pushing their pronator with your supinator.
yeah, yeah,
That's what I do. That's how I'm able to turn people palm up that are way stronger hands than me because
yeah,
I'm using my whole bicep tendon just on the
yeah.
pronator. It's
Yeah, and
you know
it's a different way to break someone's pronation too. Like I used to always think, no one's going to get my pronation because they're not going to be able to out top roll me. You know what I mean? But then they come in hard and they out supinate me and they get me
yep.
palm up. Yeah.
And then you don't even have a top roll lane. You'd
You
have to
don't
get if you're
know.
palm up,
No, no,
your
no. It took
shoulder
me a
has to be
while to figure that
perpendicular,
out.
to be over
Yeah.
here to be able to top roll.
Yeah. Yeah. In the beginning, my first year, that was one of my biggest things. I couldn't. I'm like, how? How's he get me palm up every time on my bicep? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And then I figured it out finally. I was like, oh, okay. I see what's going on here. To put a stop to that. So, but
100%.
yeah,
But that's
no,
how
I
you
train them
learn. You
equally
learn your
now.
style that way, right? Everyone has their
Yeah.
own style, and it's half what you want to do and half what your body's good at. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because my body's good at inside pressing, but I almost don't do that at all anymore. I've pretty much switched to top rolling because I just wanted to top roll my whole life. Like since I started arm wrestling,
Yeah.
I trained for 8 months only supinator curls, sorry, pronation curls, way before I ever arm wrestled, just because I wanted to top roll. And then I get to the table and I'm flopping in pressing.
Yeah. Well, see, my problem is I started and my hand was so much better than my arm. Right. So I had a good hand, but my arm didn't back up my hand. But so basically my whole style became my hand, right? Now I
Yep.
want to use more of my arm, but I've kind of programmed myself now to be mostly in the hand,
And
right?
that's where people get stuck in. You'll find a guy's been pulling for 8 years and you're like, this guy doesn't know anything. It's because he never found his lane. He's just listening to what people tell him. Oh, do this. This is what I do. Do this. So he does that. Doesn't work for him. He
Yeah,
keeps doing that, keeps doing that, keeps doing that. And then someone else tells him something else. He tries that. Doesn't work. Sometimes you got to get to a point where you have to start finding out on your own where you're strong and where your lane is. Because if you never try to find your lane, you just take advice from people, it might take you 15 years before you find a lane.
it's true.
I've seen people that arm wrestle for over 15 years.
And they're just
They don't know what to do in the setup. They don't know what to do in the setup. You've been doing it for 15 years, but yet you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
If you have a plan, the other guy doesn't, you're already ahead. So if you walk up to the table and you know what you're setting up for and you know where you're going, that's half the battle. One. You just won half the battle.
I
You
agree.
can't even fight the battle
At
anymore. It's
least
done.
half the battle. At
At
least
least half the battle, if not more. No,
Yeah, if
exactly.
not more. Yeah. Yeah.
The setup is in a super match, I'd say more
Is
important than a
everything.
tournament because the super match, after the first round, they know what you did, you know what they did.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have to evolve during the match or
Mhm.
just overpower them. Whereas a tournament, it's one and done. Okay, the next one.
Yeah.
Not any
No,
easier. It's just different. You're
well,
not
you're right.
adapting in the moment as
Well,
much for the
that's
setup.
how, yeah, when I lost my last match, it was because of the setup.
Yeah.
The first round I got my setup. Second round, I was having a harder time. You know what I mean? I didn't get it. I think we went to a ref script. But yeah, he figured me out and I didn't change anything. And you know what? How you talked about just overpowering? I went to my default. Well, I'm just
Yeah.
gonna try to outpower him. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm gonna try to change my default. Yeah, default's getting changed. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of trying to just outpower everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know what, it does work sometimes, right? But it's not a really good thing to rely on. Especially if you're losing in the setup because the set.
Unless you have overwhelming strength, yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
if
good
it's
to rely on.
overwhelming, yeah, if it's overwhelming, right? But if the other guy's pretty close to you, but he's better in the setup, he probably beat you.
He probably beat you every time too. And you won't even know because maybe in practice you guys are close, you even pin the guy and you're like, what the hell's happening? He's not giving you the setup he
We've
uses for
seen
the
that.
match.
We've seen that.
We've we've seen
I
it.
I've had Hugh where he can't move me from center and I pin him at will. And then we had a match and he kicked he actually I felt the ninja shit happening in the setup.
When you
Yeah.
feel it, you're like, what's happening? What's happening? What?
Yeah, because he
It's
actually I felt really good. I'm like, yeah. And then all of a sudden he changed. And I'm like,
yep.
no, no, I don't have the connect. He took away my connection, right? I had my connection. And then he panicked because he felt it and he changed something. And I just didn't know what the hell he changed to. I was like, oh shit. And then he would
Yeah,
then he was out quick, right?
and
Off the gate.
you don't have time
Well,
to
sometimes if you can
adjust
get
and
your opponent even thinking too much at the go,
yep.
he can miss the go.
They're not
No,
firing on the go.
exactly. If you're thinking, you're not firing. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Tim was saying he found this past weekend that he wants to trust his inside because that's where his strength is. And I agree. I honestly think when I had my match with you, Tim, you were strongest when you were not necessarily like palm up or anything, but cupped
Just like
and
cup.
and
Yeah.
and, and 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 driving. Not sitting here like this, but cupped and driving, you felt your strongest for sure.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He should do it. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I don't know how Tim pulls exactly. Does he try? He tries the top roll, right? Naturally.
I don't know actually. I don't know
Yeah.
because I think just traditionally
Well, you
everyone
beat
tells
him. I
people
couldn't
top
really
roll.
tell when you went against him. I couldn't tell how he was trying to pull in that
That's what,
match
like we said,
because you
it's
were
the
a little
setup and
ahead.
it's the
Yeah.
ready go, man. Because it's not like I was. If you watch like when I pin him, it looks like I'm
Yeah.
way stronger than him. Not even close. If we wouldn't have had a ready go and we would have like both gone up in power,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that. Not even
Yeah.
close.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's setup, man. And my setup, I train with the Red Deer guys in this picture. These guys,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so
Hey, I'm
they're
there. Look, my
you're there.
big head's back there, right there.
Setup is
Oh,
very important. Oh, can you see it
it's right behind your right ear. I'm right
right
behind
here?
your right ear. I'm there. Caleb's on the edge.
Oh,
Here,
nice.
I
Yeah.
see
Oh
you.
shit.
Yep.
There we go. Yeah, I'm over.
There's
Yeah.
Cody.
Yeah, I'll
Yep.
get out of the way.
Okay.
Everyone can see the picture. This is one of our club pictures we took kind of recently.
Yeah, that's our Red Deer Club guys. Matt, Caleb, Alex,
Yep.
Cody, Johnny,
Dagon's there. Frank's there.
Dagan. Yeah, yeah.
Gavin's there.
Austin's there. Yeah,
Austin's there.
yeah. You're there.
I can't see anyone else from my angle, but
We had a lot of the club there though.
yeah.
That night.
Yeah.
We had
So
probably 50%.
the more hands you grip up with, the more people you arm wrestle, you'll start to. The biggest thing for me that helped me with my setup, and maybe will help you, Tim, I think, is don't focus so much on capping and trying to come high if you're trying to hook. If you're trying to hook, what you want to do is get as much coverage on that guy's hand as you can. So like don't cap, stretch out as far as you can. Like if you can even do this, like grip up with them, shoot your palm out as far as you can before you wrap around. That way you're wrapped around that guy.
Yeah.
And on the go, here's the trick. If you this is my trick, this is what I've been told from really good people is when it's ready go and you're cupped around them like this, you're giving them this huge spot to pronate from, right? So what you do instead is you try to hover a millimeter above them while turning your hand. What happens is as they go to top roll, you will just go like this.
Yeah.
You'll just shoot, even if you don't be afraid to come forward. If you need to shoot forward to get that, now
Yeah.
be very careful not to over supinate. I just over supinated there. But don't coming forward like this, boom. Because you
Yeah.
have the purchase, and then once you get them forward, then it's back time.
Well,
If you just try to grip up to them and hang on and pull back on the go, you're giving them
yeah, you're giving them their
that back pressure lane.
You're giving
What
them
you want
the
to do is
handle.
you want to be soft in the fingers, rough on the palm. You want to be driving in,
Yes.
soft
No
on the
gap.
hand, so that when they roll, they're going to roll in your hand.
Yeah. Make sure that your palm to make sure that you close the gap too, because the
Yeah.
top roller is always going to make a pot. Every top roller is going to make a pocket, right? That
Yep.
gives him space, right? And it also allows him to start with his pronation active.
That's
When
why
you
you
go
want to start
palm
as
to
far
palm,
forward. That
Yep.
way, yeah.
And instead of like instinctively top rolling, we're always firing up and over. If you're hooking, like I just learned this recently and it works,
Yeah.
it works. Instead of doing your normal hit, right? Obviously, you're going to change it, but just go sideways.
Yeah,
And
don't hit
it's
backwards. If you hit backwards, you
Yep.
load your fingers up. You don't want your fingers loaded until you're cupped.
Yeah.
If you're starting, you want to go sideways and maybe shoot a bit
Yes.
forward just to get your cup.
Yeah.
Boom. Once
Yeah.
you got that, they're now in a hook.
Yeah.
Even if they're a top roller, they're fucked. They're now in a
Yeah.
hook with you. And if they're a hooker, they're now palm up defensive in a hook.
Yeah. And you didn't give them you didn't give them that space either, right?
Now,
Your palms
what?
are just
Yeah, exactly. Now, what can happen though is if the person doesn't top roll, this works really well against the top roller. If they're also hooking,
well, then you're just
you're
both going into a
you're
hook.
both getting ultimate grip on each other. So
Yeah.
maybe it's best if you think you can't beat the guy in a hook to try to top roll him at that point.
Yeah.
But if you feel like your strength is in that hook, man, don't be afraid to.
But see, he'll be versatile now.
Boom.
He'll be more versatile now because I did see him. I have watched him pull, and he goes high and he tries to top roll.
Yep.
And if he's stronger inside, well, he thinks he's stronger inside, get used to it. But yeah, now he's got 2 lanes though. So now if he's going against a hooker, he can stick to his top roll until he feels 100% confident hooking. And if he's going against a top roller, well, why not hook then? Because 9 times out of 10, if you hook a top roller, you're pinning them, right?
Yep. Oh, totally. Because you're putting them. A top roller needs to have their thumb pointing at their shoulder. If their thumb is ever not pointing at their shoulder,
Mhm.
they need to get in line. And if they're
Yeah.
not in line and they keep going and they're not getting
Yeah.
in line, they can't top
Yeah.
roll. They're
Yeah.
they're
Then
now
they're just
they're
losing
forced into a
ground.
hook. This
Yeah.
is a top roll. This is a hook. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It just is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Sucks. But Tim's saying that's probably what he was doing. Making that mistake is loading up too much, gripping too high, and then pulling backwards,
Yeah.
giving them that lane to just shoot back and crack
Exactly.
your fingers. You're almost pulling them away from you, getting it away, right? But you want to. It's so crazy because the first thing a human wants to do when you want to pull something or grab something or is squeeze harder. You get better grip to pull.
Yeah.
It's the opposite in arm wrestling most of the time. Now, once you have control, I tend to really hang on once I have control. And
Yeah,
the
of
reason for that
course.
is, but here's a tip that I use. I only hang on with these 2 fingers. I don't hang on with this. Just this.
Yeah.
My palm, my
Yeah.
this webbing here is what I hang on to really hard once I have control. These fingers have to be ready to move and
To
climb,
move. Yep.
to move. If you're
Yep.
gripping and they go to
Yep.
move, you're gonna
Those
peel your own
fingers
wrist
can
open.
still be firm, but
Firm, yes.
just not
These
firm
are
like a
locked.
plank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm locking these as hard as I can. These are firm and moving. These
Yeah.
don't move. These just lock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's in a hook as well.
They're
Because
like your guide fingers
if I'm
in a way
driving,
too.
yeah, if you're in a hook with the guy and he's hooking you, this is where it really helps if you can start to crack his wrist. You
Mhm.
can start to change the angle. Because
Yeah.
if you're both hooking and you're both dead center, the guy who loses the hand first is probably going to lose.
Yeah.
Unless he's a flopper and this happens. As you take his wrist, he pushes this way with his wrist like that and then comes in. And that's when, if someone does that, as soon as you feel someone give up their hand and almost pull back with their knuckles and push with their wrist, all you got to do, slide down on deeper onto their wrist. You can't bend your wrist if there's a hand in the way.
Mhm.
Done. And that goes for flopping. I can't flop backwards if there's a hand gripping on me.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Even if I do flop, guess what? My hand is now connected to their hand, so they can just
Yeah.
whoop.
Whoop. Yeah. 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 Flop is all about getting into the fingertips, right?
Yeah. And Tim, like I was saying before, though, we're just telling you what we do, what works for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to the drawing board, try this stuff out, see
Yeah.
what works, throw away what doesn't, keep what works for you, man.
Yeah.
That's the best thing
Yeah,
you
at
can do.
least gives them an idea what to try out.
A
Though.
starting point, maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
just to start figuring it out. Yeah. Because it's
Yeah.
really hard when you're alone or you don't know where to start. Once you know where
Yeah.
to start, you can do a lot on your own, really, honestly. You can
Well,
do a lot
yeah.
of work on your own. You just have to know where to start, right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, a lot of times guys get into arm wrestling and they get pretty good at a move and they think, oh, I just gotta get stronger. I just get stronger, just stronger. No, yeah, you want to get stronger, but I mean, identifying those things like in the setup, right? If just am I top rolling? Okay, well, have I created space and you know what I mean? Have I done what I need to do to top roll? And it's the same thing going into it. You learn all this stuff like it seems like I was slow. It took me like a year and a half to really, or 2 years to actually get an idea of that. But I
Oh
mean,
yeah, it
those are
took
the
me a
things
while
that are
too.
going to really improve your game, though, right? Like the setup and the feel, and just like knowing that, hey, I want to hook, so yeah, palm to palm.
You got a
Don't allow
plan.
any space. Don't get any space in there because you don't want to give him any room, right? So, and if you're top rolling, make sure you create some space. You know what I mean?
Create that pocket so
You
that they
create
can't do what
yeah,
I'm talking about. Everything I'm doing,
exactly.
there's a counter to it. There's a
Yeah,
counter if you're a top roller.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
if they don't know it, they're screwed.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's true. It's true. And it's good to think about all these things. That's why I think,
Oh yeah.
us we do a lot of bro science, me and you, but I think it's good because there's not enough of it sometimes. Like the little
Yeah.
intricacies and stuff. That's we just see Devin Lorette lifts and people's PRs all the time, and we think we gotta just keep doing that. And then you're getting a good number, and then you go to a tournament and you get your ass whooped still, and you're like, why? I'm doing Devon lifts. You know what I mean? I'm lifting this much. And it's like, yeah, you've gotten really strong, in areas, but you haven't really learned how to translate or apply the strength you're gaining to the table, right? So, you
Yeah.
know, It's
I might
like,
regret saying this, but sorry, I'll let you finish.
no. I was pretty much done. It's all
Okay,
right.
I was gonna say I might regret saying this, but I know personally, I have trouble with people who set up like this and then completely let go of me and rip to their shoulder. If someone's like
Yeah.
this and they're just ripping back to this side, I have
Mm.
a I I have a trouble with that because I'm trying to hang on to them. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
go get back. Because at any moment I can feel that if they let up, I can pin them. But
Yeah.
that's the trap. If
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
does that to you, you should do the same to them.
Brennan Till. That's how Brennan Till slipped every time.
Yep,
Remember? He was just,
very smart. I
oh
have a
yeah.
hard time with that because
Yeah.
it's one of the strongest things your body can do. Is this
Yeah.
pulling your arms in is one of the strongest
Yeah.
things you
It's
can
just
do
natural. Yeah. It's just a
because
natural
it's
strength.
using your lat. It's a lot of
That's
muscles
my
and it's very
strength too.
natural.
That's my main
Yeah.
strength is
So if
my
someone's
ability to drag is just
so
crazy.
there's a type of boxing shot where you load up your left tendon like this before you
Hmm.
swing because it makes the tendon tighter so you get a better punch.
Hmm.
You can do, I think you can do the same thing with arm wrestling. Like Daryl Johnson, I'm almost 100% Daryl Johnson does this.
Oh,
What you do is you start with your arm back here and then
yeah.
like rip it here and then force it back, but keep like pull against yourself. And as soon as
Yeah.
you say go,
Yeah.
you're snapping that tendon,
Yeah.
loading
He
tendon.
kind
I
of
can't
does
load
that,
my
doesn't
tendon
he?
like that. He definitely loads his tendon
Yeah,
like that. I
yeah,
can't do that.
yeah. I've
I'm
noticed
telling you
that
right
too.
now,
He
Daryl
is. He's
Johnson can
like
do it.
he's ready like a slingshot for just a
Dude, if as soon as you see them slip, his hand just teleports over.
yeah,
He's loaded just like an axe kick. If people know what that
yeah,
is, when you bring your leg up, your tendon on the bottom of your leg is actually what brings it back down, like makes the kick strong.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what Daryl's doing somehow. Is he's preloading that tendon so it's snapping in. But I don't know. There's so many. It's not a tendon. It's muscles and it's. However he does it, crazy technique. I can't do it. I'm not good enough yet.
Yeah. He's so strong too. Like he is a strong dude. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, you don't want to get into a slow pull with
Actually, thinking
him.
about it, Michael, Geib, Tim's brother, actually, I think that's how he was pulling when I think about it. That first slip, it looked like that's what he was loading straight into there.
Oh yeah, because that's why it whipped
That's why
so
it came
much
back
out.
so hard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
That's a
like
good way
that
to arm
too. I
wrestle.
actually do the same thing sometimes, but I
Yeah.
hate the slips. I've my hand's been hurt the most from slipping. I beat my hand up, man, and it's always for me. It's always like in stupid ways. Like I think I did the worst damage against Christian Dell. I was like
Christian Dell. Yeah.
every single time I'd get him right near there. I come in, and then he would slip, and my fingers would just smoke the table. Like,
Oof.
oh, I broke my finger. I broke
Oof.
this finger. I broke that finger on that match. I didn't know it. Next day it was all black and blue and shit. Yeah,
Oof.
remember he kept slipping, and then we had to
Oh,
do
yeah.
like nine. We had to do like 9 rounds. It was crazy. It was every round had multiple. I think one round had three goes because
It
remember they
did.
called the arm break position, and then they just
Yep.
said, "Oh, we'll just restart it," because I was ready to. I was fuming. I was so
Yeah.
mad. Yeah, so I got away with no foul and a restart because I was so pissed. Yeah, you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, technically, Chris should have won that round. I mean, it should have been just given to him then, right? Because he had me like an inch and a half from the pad, but I
Yeah.
wasn't
It would have been
gonna.
hard for you to come back from it.
No, but you know what? The reason I was upset is because I thought I was going to, because he
Yeah.
was so extended and he was hanging and he couldn't finish me and he would have had to come up to try to beat me. So I was just waiting. I'm like, no, 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 but I
I
was
feel like
waiting.
he wouldn't have came up. I feel like he would have just sat there and waited it out
Maybe,
because he
maybe,
knew
but
he knew if he came up, it
I was
wasn't.
up 2-0 already at the time. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Would he have got desperate for a pin? I don't know, right? But either way, I would have rather been pinned. But I mean, you know what? In the end, I won 4-0. So, but we had
Yeah. It
literally
worked in the end.
it was 9 rounds because it was me almost pinning him slipping, us going again, and then me getting to the A side and him slipping, and then
Yep.
going again. And then the one time it was the same thing. It was a slip, and then we had to start again, and then the arm break thing. So we just started again in the straps. Yeah, hon. Yeah, I'll come up in a bit. Yeah, and then the one round was three, so that was 9 rounds. I've never had that's a long super match, especially
That is long.
to win 4-0. That's a crazy long match.
You know what's crazy? That same day,
Yeah,
with that's yeah, that was that same day I had like 9 rounds too,
you kind of did too. Yeah,
just because of freaking elbow fouls though. Mostly, we get in like a weird
yeah, yeah,
lock where he's fully like this, and I was like this,
yeah.
and then just one of us would elbow foul over after like 20 seconds. Maybe not that long. It felt like 20 seconds.
That wasn't you in Austin that day, was it?
No, that was me and Lethbridge.
Oh, who was it?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, James Wisnowski.
James Wisniewski. Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, that was
Good
a good
match.
match, though.
That was
Good
a good
match.
match.
Really good match.
I was you ever
You
see
pulled
that
out all the stops,
you
man.
see the poster of the cat hanging on the wire? It says hang in there.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was me that whole match.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was
But
just hanging
that
in
was
there.
a really good match for you because that was kind of your coming out of the shell event. I mean, I
Yeah.
really seen
Yeah.
you beating him that day. That was huge for you. Yeah.
Everyone told me that I was gonna lose.
Well, I think he was a stronger guy
He was, yeah.
in a lot of aspects. I mean, he
I
looked.
did what Jaron did to me. I made a jam. A
Yeah.
jam, if you don't, dude, you basically have to come forward to beat a jam. You almost can't top roll a jam. When someone
Mhm.
jams their arm like this, so it's like it doesn't even move, you have to come in and force it around. And
Well,
he couldn't.
he just kept trying to pull you back.
He's a top roller. He's not really an inside press guy,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we did pull about a year later at the Armfinity tournament, about a year ago now, a
Oh
little over
yeah.
a year ago.
Oh,
I
you
did
guys
better.
pulled that day?
Oh yeah, I did a lot better that day because my setup got a lot better. So James is
He was
yeah,
waiting
if
for
you
that press. Yeah.
James is really good at setups. Like he has a gnarly setup that just hurts you. It just hurts to set up with him.
Mhm.
So I knew what I had to do. I knew I was like, if I'm gonna beat James right now, I have to set up harder, stronger, and just be mean. So as soon
Mhm.
as I grabbed his hand, I pulled him like this, pushed him to the side, and just held him there until he couldn't get a grip. Couldn't get a grip.
Yeah.
Finally set us up in the center, and boom! I put him palm up instantly because I fucked him in the setup.
Yeah, yeah.
It would have been a lot worse for me. I pulled him twice. One time I just flash pressed him. The second time I top rolled him because I beat him in the setup.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, well,
yeah,
that would screw him up too, especially you because you have like
he's so hand dominant, right?
you have
If
four
I
different. I've seen four different hits out of you, so
That's true. I do have a bunch of different hits.
you do, you do.
So you never really know what you're expecting with me, I guess. I never thought about that.
No, because I've seen you switch it too. I've seen you go to the table thinking you're going to top roll, and next thing you know, you pressed them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know what's
Oh
going
yeah,
through your
I've done it.
head, but
I've been there.
I can watch your posturing, like, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden I just see a change, and boom, you pressed. I was like,
I've
oh, he
got
was,
three I've got three setups that I'm 100% comfortable on both sides. Like I can
yeah,
set up naturally any of the three ways and I'm good to go.
yeah, yeah. And I think that's, you know what, that is kind of the razor's edge now in talent. I mean, the guys I think in like that are coming up, like before you had your masters, like Travis Bajent, the high posting, high knuckle top roll, right? That was his ace, and he just did it so well. You knew he was going to do it, but he'd do it to you
Yeah.
anyway, right?
Sucks.
Other guys like, yeah, like some guys you know, like Rustam Babayev. There's a legend. You know, he's gonna be supinated in no matter what you do, and you're gonna be in a hook. You know what I mean? And he's a master at it. But I think as time goes on, it's going to be the specialists, the ones that have the five
Yep.
different lanes, and they can pull strong in either one of them. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
going to be the game changing. I think that's how what you're going to see in like the next 10 years. The champs at the top are going to be like unbeatable because they're going to be
Be
so,
able to do everything.
yeah, they'll
I'm
be able to
glad I
do
started
everything.
doing that then because I started inside, but then I wanted to do outside. So I had to learn everything from here all the way over to get it. I'm seeing in the chat here, Matt Wiggins is saying
Yeah.
Alex Maritzus has BC Provincials on his YouTube channel, live stream from past weekend. If anyone's bored after this,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
go
that'd
ahead,
be great.
go jump on that.
I,
It's Alex is the guy
he's
who
pretty good.
Alex had a match with a couple years back. It was controversial because people thought Alex was like a dick, but he's not. He's actually like a cool guy.
He seems nice, but I've heard he's a total dick. Like
That's what I mean.
lots of times.
From what I've heard, he's actually a good guy.
He
But
seems
like
like
a
a nice
lot of
guy.
people made him seem like a dick and stuff.
Well, you hear about
Tim
Vegas?
Bresnan. Tim
Yeah, Tim
Bresnan was the one who
Bresnan.
started. That's what it was. It was him
Yeah,
and Tim Bresnan
because
had a match.
Tim Bresnan told him, said, "Listen, I'm sore, so let's just go slow." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just had a super match, and you know, and Tim just wanted to go slow, and Alex grabbed him and fucking just ripped him and flashed him or something, and then Tim wanted to fight him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He was mad. Yeah, but
I
I
think that
mean,
was
yeah, I don't
Alex's
know.
fault, but I think it wasn't malintent. I don't think. I just think he was excited. Be like, I got
I
to
think
pull
he was
Tim Bresnan. I got to
excited.
show
It's
him how
Tim
strong I am.
Bresnan. Yeah, I
Right?
know.
Yeah.
I know. I know. I know, but
But
Tim
that's
can be
that's what
totally
I heard, and a lot of
disrespectful.
people blew that up and was like, "This guy's a dick." But from what I've seen some more
Oh,
videos of the guy. He seems like
yeah.
a chill guy. I could be wrong. Maybe he's a dick. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here.
Um, I don't know. I think he's a little cocky and arrogant. I've seen some of it. I mean, even at Arm Wars, like his persona,
Yeah,
I think he seems like a nice guy. He's probably a really nice guy, but he
yeah.
does have that cocky, arrogant persona.
I
It's
wish I
like,
had that persona, man.
yeah,
Damn,
yeah, he does. He has like the I'm king shit persona, right?
you need that to get to the top. I won't lie.
Yeah. No, I listen, I don't think it's a bad character. I don't have a pit the
Oh no, no,
guy.
it's still a negative
Yeah.
character trait for
But
sure.
yeah, but I mean, when I watched him at Arm Wars, even I thought like you're a little arrogant, and cocky, like you know what I mean. Just his personality.
Gives
So
off that Mendagus Terrasitis cockiness.
yes, yeah, 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 kind of, yeah. But
Mendagus is kind of funny.
Alex is a really good arm wrestler though, so you know
Oh yeah,
what? He can back it up. So if you
oh
can
yeah.
back it up, give her, man. You know what I mean?
And if anyone does watch that, have a look out for Daryl Johnson. Have a look out for the BC 143 champ. Damn, what's his name? Jacob Lee.
Jacob Lee, no, he
Look out
probably just
for
smoked everybody.
Daryl, Jacob. Look out for Jaron Blackmore.
Yeah,
These are some
Jaron.
guys in my weight class. You know,
Even
there's some other
Jaron.
great guys though. There's
Jaron
some
can
great
get
guys.
away with competing at our provincials too, because
Oh yeah.
he's always at all the Alberta, like he's in
Oh
Alberta,
yeah, dude. Oh yeah.
right? Like Ben Souls competes at our provincials because he competes mostly in Alberta, and his
You're
provincials is 12
the
hours.
way that Alberta and BC, I know Alberta at least. If you compete in Alberta enough, we'll let you come to the provincials. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, if you're spending the whole year competing here, you know what I mean? But the thing is, the points when you go to nationals, the points you get at nationals better go to Alberta. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, those points don't go to BC. No, no.
Apparently, Daryl, Jacob, and Black and weren't on there. They
You
didn't
didn't
go.
have none of them?
And no, none of them. That's
Jacob
crazy. I was
Lee
gonna
for
say
Jacob Lee's saving it for nationals probably because
that
he's
makes sense.
bound to beat everybody.
Hey man,
Daryl's
I had a match. I did have a match. I pulled Jacob Lee in a tournament once.
yeah, yeah, I know.
I found out I'm fast as fuck, boy. Like I'm fast. I
Yeah,
can hit
yeah,
fast.
you do hit
Problem,
fast. Yeah,
what happens when you hit so fast? It doesn't matter because there's a brick wall there. You know,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what happened to
yeah.
me. I was like, bah,
So,
bah. Like
yeah,
I got pinned.
yeah,
Like
yeah. He's
I
second hit
actually,
you. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when I hit, as soon as I felt my arm go to here, I completely let it go because I'm like, I'm gonna get hurt if I try to fight this. Like in a
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
millisecond, I knew just gotta let this
yeah.
go. I just let it go.
Yeah, you felt the strength behind it.
I don't know if he's lefty. I'm ambidextrous, so I kind of have an advantage
He
against
seems to
most
kick
righties.
everyone's
But
ass on both arms, though.
Jacob's taking a year off. Oh, okay.
Oh, we don't know.
Well, I mean, he's the
Sure.
national champ. I mean, he can take a year off. That makes sense. Wait
Well,
until there's some more
and not only that,
competition.
I just don't see anybody beating him in his weight class.
No, no. I mean, at
He's
142,
very impressive.
143. I know one guy. I know one guy in Canada that'd be a good match for 143. Actually, we should ask these guys if we can get them on a card. This would be an amazing match. Guess who?
Matt Smith.
Nope, better.
Hmm.
Steph Haru.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Steph
better.
Haru and freaking Jacob Lee. I don't know how they match up.
Have
I
they
just know
pulled
Steph's
though?
a
Maybe they've already
fucking
pulled and
monster.
no. We don't know if they've met in an
They're
event.
both 140. They both can make 143. I theoretically I can make, dude. I was 133 last year, so I can make 143. I was 170 to 130 in like freaking not a long time span, so I can bounce around pretty good.
Jacob Lee's so impressive.
100%. I was very impressed.
He's part of that Vern Martell's group.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Daryl Johnson too. He's
Hmm.
very, very, very impressive. Daryl.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
I got lucky and I beat him in a tournament once. Steph beat Jacob in 2023. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That would be a
Yeah.
good match because I know that's what I'm saying. I only know one guy that I think could beat him. It'd be Steph.
Well,
Because I
Steph's
gripped up with
badass.
Steph. I'm not kidding. I gripped up with Steph. The guy has the arms and the hands of like a 200-pound guy.
Hmm.
My hand, his hand was like meaty, like this thick, like
Well, he's also
just
got world. I
massive.
think he's got world records.
He has multiple. He has the world record in deadlift at 143. I don't know if he still does, but he did. I think he had strict
Mm.
curl as well at one point, something like that. So
Wow.
crazy, crazy, crazy good arm wrestler. Both of those guys. That'd be a good match. That'd be a good match.
No, you're right. And well, I mean, Dan Gallo, he's a beast too.
He is. You can't count him out. That's true. You
I
can't
don't
count
know
him
what
out.
weight he's in, but him and Steph had that super match, and Steph beat him. I think Dan was 20 pounds heavier.
Yeah, yeah. If Dan could drop down to 143, I mean that.
Yeah.
There's a few guys I think if they drop down might be a
I think he
match.
can get
Like
to 154.
if I think I think Dustin Leach, if he went 143, would be in the conversation. I think he'd be. I think if he came to 143, he'd be top three instantly. I think
Oh, yeah.
just off of well, not even me, just go off of what he's done recently, even in the past 2 years. It's hard to argue that he wouldn't be in the top three instantly just going to that weight.
He would actually stop. I think he'd actually stop their hit though, and actually make it about bones and frame. You know what I
Remember
mean?
I said a jam? Those Leach brothers are the masters of
That
making a
masters that.
jam, brother.
Well,
You have to be someone who can top roll them first and then come inside and overpower them to beat them. That's it. Unless you're so fast. But they're fast. Like I don't see. Yeah, and Dan Gallo can't even get to 165 anymore, so that's fair. Once you start putting on what do you call
Dan's
that?
a
Like
big dude though.
there's something that happens
I
to your
don't.
muscles. It's called, I think it's metastasizing or something. I might be 100% wrong on this, but once your muscles start to do that at a certain age, it's really hard to drop weight as well because it's not just.
He dropped for their super match in Hinton. Remember when Steph and Dan had that super match?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
But
dropped
again,
to
I
like
don't think he was
160.
143. He was
It
down to
was a
160. Yeah,
160. It was a 160 agreed weight, and
yeah,
Steph was like 155, and Dan was
yeah.
made to 160. But Dan lost anyway. Steph beat him, so it was a good match. But do you see Dan Gallo's arm? His arms are like fucking.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't
Well,
know.
see, a synthol.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Look,
It
yeah,
does. Yeah, honestly.
huge. Yeah, and
Hey,
I
when I
mean,
get
like,
like a really, really big pump from the gym and I chug water,
mhm.
I probably look half the size. My arms right now actually are almost 15 inches.
Mhm.
If I'm pumped, I was pumped the other day. 15 pumped. What's up?
That's pretty big for
At
you.
150. 15 pumped at 150. Well, with the water, I was probably 155. I just thought about that. So 155, 15 inch.
That's
When I
pretty
was
still pretty
170
good.
pounds, I was 15 and a half inches at 170. That was my all time biggest.
Well,
But
we did a before and after last week.
yeah.
I was 18 and three quarters pre-pump. I was 19 and a half after I was pumped. So pumped, I get my arms get to 19 and a half inches. So and Dale was like, see, look at the size of mine. And he was pretty like Dale for his size, he's got big biceps.
Oh, yeah.
They were 17 inches. And I'm like, yeah, but I got 2.5 inches, man, on you. I was like, yeah. And what's cool about it too, my arm's building now where it's not all fat anymore. When I'm flexing, I can't even
Hey.
do anything. Yeah. Yeah. So getting chiseled, man. Getting chiseled. Oh, but we'll see. And I am gonna pull this Saturday. So I don't want to pull Lee because if we have a super match, I don't want to wreck it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, Lee is no joke, right?
oh, I know. I know. I pinned him. He's pinned me. I got the record though because I pinned him twice in the same day, and he pinned me once after that.
I just exposed Cody. But yeah.
What
Yeah,
did you do?
Lee is really good.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I
Lee's
just,
so good. He's so good, man. He is. And he's a sleeper too, because you see Lee and you think, oh, this guy he'd be nothing. And you get on the table with him, and he's just got and he's got heart for years, like forever. Like he just goes all out, and he just seems to like he'll compete multiple classes and still just be pulling his heart out, right? You know, even after pulling 15 guys already. So yeah, I know Lee's crazy. I
oh, he's
think
very
one
crazy.
thing that's the one thing that scares me about having a super match with Lee. I'm not. I think I'll be more powerful at the gates.
Hmm.
I worry about endurance against Lee.
With Lee, what you have to watch for is his counter top roll. So he's gonna let this go out. He's gonna let this go down, and then
Yeah.
he's as this goes down, he's twisting his
He
wrist.
might not do that again because that was how I beat him the second time I beat him that
Okay.
day. I beat him twice in the same day, but it was at Mayhem at the mall, and that's what he
Yep.
did. He dragged back, and as he was dragging back, he was doing what you said, and I
Hmm.
followed him. I followed him and pressed him to the pad,
Yep.
beat him.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I beat him. So I don't think he didn't do that the next time. The next time I pulled him, he was different. He actually went more like low handed, but up and high. It was weird. It was definitely weird. But my hand was blown up, so
Yeah.
I tried to fight him. I had no hand at all, so it was just eventually he just pinned me. So it kind of sucked, but yeah,
Hey, we've all been there.
yeah. But you know what? He's beaten pretty much. Beat a lot of people, man. Like,
Oh, Lee's very good.
I mean, had he had a super match? His last super match, I guess, was that was when Travis broke his arm. That would have sucked.
Oh, that one. I don't even want to think about that. I
No,
saw
no.
that. Oh my God, I was standing like 5 feet
You
away,
were
and I'm
there.
like, oh.
Was it loud? Did it make noise?
It made a little noise, but I wouldn't say loud. It was kind of like probably as loud as this.
Oh.
It's like even then, it wasn't really like you almost didn't hear it because I think what happened is it didn't just snap. I think it went like a piece of paper.
Oh, it was a bicep tendon, right?
Yeah, his bicep tendon. So like
Mhm.
you heard something, but I don't think it was like a pop or anything. It was like a I don't even know. It sounded more like literally what I remember is like liquid sound, almost like
You
liquid
remember?
moving. It was
Do
weird.
you remember being in Black Falls? You were there that day. And I said this guy shouldn't be pulling this guy. Remember?
Yep.
And not that I want to be right or anything. I don't want that. But I said
No.
it. You remember me complaining. I'm like, the guy shouldn't be pulling Joe Fox. Sure enough, snap. Like,
Oh,
oh, that one was brutal
oh.
though. That one
That was
was,
a bad one. That was a bad one. And then right after, someone dislocated their shoulder.
you know,
Everyone thought they broke their arm, but the guy's like, oh, he came. I saw him like 2 weeks later, and he's like, oh no, that happens all the time. I'm like, oh, fuck, okay.
Mike Rooney
Everyone thought he was
pulled his
fucked.
groin and so that guy's a warrior too. I'd like to see him compete again. We were I freaking hit him. I hit him so hard I heard his elbow pop and I almost pinned him and then he sucked me into a defensive hook, and he was able to drag me back and beat me. It fucking sucked. But his hook's really strong, right?
Yeah,
So anyway, he kept pulling after that. And then he pulled his groin. He was black and blue from the middle of his stomach all the way to his knee.
damn.
Like he really ripped something in his groin. Yeah, like it was bad. Like he sent me pictures on his gut of it all black and blue and shit. But and then even after he did that, he beat Mason after that.
That's impressive.
Yeah, he beat well because Mason had a war with Joe. So
Yeah, oh yeah.
that's
Oh,
part of
that
the
was
reason.
crazy that war with Joe, man. Holy shit.
But at the same time, I mean, he blew his elbow out, pulled his groin, and like had multiple wars, and he beat Mace. He got number one contender that day, and then I don't think he pulled again after that. It was weird. So Mike Rooney, if you're out there listening, you should be pulling, buddy, because you're strong as nails.
Yep.
He came to
Apparently
a
there was
practice last year, and I
oh, did
felt him,
he?
and he was still strong.
Uh,
Yeah,
some people just never lose that base level of strength they have, man.
yeah. He's a prison guard or something like that too, I think. Yeah,
Oh, that
but
makes sense.
super strong guy though. Really good hook on him. Actually, I'd like to hook him now because my hook's got a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I actually would like to hook with him now, just to see, because he'd be a good measure for sure for me. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Apparently there was an arm break at the BC Provincials.
Oh, was there?
Luke Smith's woman, her forearm.
Oh
That's
no.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh
Let's hope for
no.
a speedy recovery.
Oh, a lady. Oh, I
Yeah.
hate it when ladies get hurt too, because the thing is
It's so small of a sport for
so
them right now.
yeah,
It's
yeah, and then you know what I mean. It's like really. Oh,
basically every woman that arm wrestles is basically a pioneer of women's arm wrestling at this point. I mean, to a degree. Like, yeah, there's world champion women that are on East versus West and everything, but how often are there women's matches and how many of them are there? You know what I mean?
oh, yeah.
You might get one, maybe, type of thing. So And it's I'll be the first one to say it. It's not like there are some sports. I'm just gonna say it, like
Yep.
women's NBA, where the thing is, when you watch NBA, like the normal NBA, there's a certain level of energy, and there's excitement and energy of the players. They're bouncing. It seems to drop in the women's NBA. So a lot of people hate the women's NBA because it's not as fast paced and exciting, which is fair. Totally fine.
It's not as much
Arm wrestling is not
testosterone.
the
Yeah.
same case,
No.
man. Women's arm wrestling is just as intense and crazy as men's.
I get more
just as
pumped over
entertaining.
some of the women. Well, yeah, the women matches.
Dude, I'll tell you, I've got some like Fia Rysick, Carolina Peterson, Gabriela Vasconcelos,
by far.
Sarah Bachman. There's so many more. Damn it, what's her name? Who hangs out with? I think she's a girlfriend or a wife of one of the Alex brothers, the Russian Alex brothers, like Schoolboy and his brother Alex.
Yeah.
The girl that pulls with them, she's really good too. There's a lot of
Alex Topol's wife. Yeah,
Alex Topol's wife. Yeah, those 5 or 6 women. Go watch any of their matches. They're very, very, very entertaining. So it's one of those things where once it gets big, it'll blow up too for women. Women will be coming and be like, "Yeah, I want to watch women pull." You know what I mean?
Well, I know James Reed, his wife pulls too.
Yeah,
she's they call her the Black Scorpion or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
I know one woman that might get back into it. I know, Miles.
Yeah.
Miles has a woman there. I hope I'm not divulging too much info here. Sorry.
Oh, no.
She used to arm wrestle, and I think she's getting back into training. So it'd be cool to see her pull too.
Oh yeah, my daughters can't wait to get pulling again.
Oh yeah, Bree. Bree's good. If anyone wants to watch Bree, she's good. Alexandra's name.
Yes.
They're all named Alex?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's crazy. They're all 3 of them are named Alex. That's insane.
Crazy. Yeah. No, Bree was just starting to figure out, you know what I mean, things. And then, but you know what? She gave me a grandkid, my first grandkid.
Oh yeah.
So
she can still train stuff for arm wrestling.
But she's just like she's all or nothing. So since she has the baby though, she's gonna start training again.
Get back on. Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh yeah, she's missing it. Because you know what? That's how she knew that she was an arm wrestler. Because before she'd come see me and she'd pull sometimes, but feel nervous. But then, like that big super match she had in Montana, that sparked something in her.
Oh yeah.
But now it's like she being away from it, she misses it and like craves it. So that's how she knows she's an arm wrestler now, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Tim was saying there's a lot of Saskatchewan women arm wrestlers as well. If that's true, what we can do is we can ask 3 or 4 girls from here. We've got a bunch of women here that are very, very good.
Yeah.
Is Jocelyn Brisson, is she from here or is she from Ontario?
She's from Quebec, I think.
Quebec or something? Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Oh, Brisson. What am I thinking?
Yeah. And then there's a couple like female arm wrestlers though.
We have a lot of good ones. Like
I only know one from Saskatchewan, and that's that Desiree.
Oh, Desiree, that's true. We've got Pickering. We have her. What's her name again? I'm sorry that I forget. Peyton Pickering. We have inside kind of flopper.
Leah
Cornelson.
Yeah.
We have
Christine
Flicka, really good.
Yeah, we got Maria Peterson.
Marita Peterson, very, very good. Also, we've got big name women here who are very good at arm wrestling. That maybe we should try to get some matches for them from Saskatchewan.
Yeah,
because I mean, I don't see many people trying to put together matches for women. I mean, maybe they're just not asking for it. But if anyone sees this and wants, let us know. We like seeing people be able to do what they want. That's what this channel's all about.
Allie's like, Jared making you a grandfather. I'm like, you know what's kind of cool about it though? Yeah, okay, he's part of the family now. But I'll tell you, he arm wrestles. So
yes. And he's great. Not just he's not just an arm wrestler. He's a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm saying 10 being like world level 10. For counter pullers, I think he's like over 7.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he's over a 7 for a counter. I'm talking on the world level. I think he's that good.
Yeah, well, his defense, his counters are really, really good.
Like technically, could he get stronger and become a monster? Totally.
Yes.
If he started working out, holy hell! But right now, his technical ability is so crazy. I don't think he realizes how good it is.
He doesn't.
his mind's ability to make adjustments on the fly. Like I've seen him make a few mistakes, but
Oh
I've
yeah.
also seen him make zero mistakes over a whole entire match. No
Yeah, yeah,
mistakes, none.
yeah.
I
He
can't
usually
do. I
makes
make mistakes
mistakes
every
when
time. Like,
he gets where he wants to play, and then he makes mistakes.
and the thing about Jared is his body's very beat up.
Yeah, I know, and that's what his problem is lately.
If he worked out and he got
Mhm.
got healed,
Yeah.
I guarantee you he could be number one at 198. Sorry, he's 220. My bad. 198. That's
Uh,
Ali. Ali is still 198, I
yeah,
believe.
yeah. But I mean,
But Jared
what?
could be contender for number one of whatever
Yeah,
weight class he goes to because he's that good, man.
Jared's a 198 guy. He is a 198 guy. But I
Yeah.
mean, I think if he was to start putting on some strength and actually
Yeah.
doing gym lifts, like arm wrestling specific though, right?
Oh yeah.
And a little bit of core too, right? For
Core
overall
is your
strength.
finishing power. If
Yeah.
you're locked in and you pin like this, that's because
Mhm.
you're bending over with your core, man.
Yeah. And the
You got to
core
have your
balance.
core keep up with your arm and your arm keep up with your core. So
Well, that's
this is
right.
bad.
Well,
You got
I
to get
mean,
your
if you
internal rotation.
this is
That'll
why I
help you pin.
say this is why I'm critical of Devin, right? So listen, I'm no one to be critical of Devin, don't get me wrong, right? Like he's an idol of mine. But what I'm
Of
saying
course.
is I think he can beat Levon, but I think when you're working out just your arms, right? There is a limit to how strong you can get. Now, I've always known in the powerlifting community and strongman and that growing up, where if you want your arms to get stronger, if you start plateauing, you need to up your core strength. So you have to incorporate some core exercises. Those core
Yeah.
exercises increase your plateaus on your smaller muscle groups as well. You know what I mean? Like your central nervous system is more connected to your core power than it is all everything else.
Yeah.
So when that
Two
core
things:
strength is,
your hand
yeah,
and your core.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when that core strength gets humongous, it allows everything else to be
Oh
humongous
yeah.
too, right?
Like I was
So,
saying, if a lot of people don't know this either. What matters most, if you're locked in and the guy can't move your arm, but you can't pin him, it's because one of two things that you said. Either your internal rotation can't keep up with your core, and as you go sideways, you get your
yeah,
internal rotation fails,
mhm,
or your internal rotation is stronger than your core, and
yeah,
when you go to drive,
your
your
core fails.
core can't, and this will
Yeah,
happen. Look,
yeah,
this, where
yeah,
you'll see the body move, but the arm doesn't move.
yeah,
It's because your
exactly.
arm can take it, you can't even start to force
Yeah.
it over. So a
But
really
so
good way to get
Devin,
your pin and your is get your
yeah,
internal rotation.
no, I agree. But see, so Devin, my theory is for Devin to beat Levon, he
Yeah.
has to do some of those other lifts. I just think that if Devin, I think that his, how much can he really add? Like the last match with Levon, it was still, even though the first round, Levon made a mistake because Levon was trying to showboat the first round and Devin caught him and got the stop. But it was really more Levon trying to be a show off, right? And then goes, oh shit. He's, you know what I mean? And then he went to press or whatever. But
The thing that was speculated, Levon came out after the match and said he tried 100% round one. A
yeah, yeah,
lot of people, everyone, like
yeah.
I've heard probably 80% of people that watched that round one said that. Levon
Mhm.
himself came out and said, I tried my hardest. I
Yeah,
did not
yeah.
try to showboat. Round one, I tried to beat
Well,
him.
then Devin's central nervous system and core just went pluh after the first round.
He Devin was running at 14,000 RPM.
Yeah,
Levon was at 5,
yeah, yeah,
and they were matched in output. The
yeah,
problem is,
yeah,
well, 14,000 RPM is going to blow the engine. It's going to heat the
yeah,
engine up. It's going
yeah,
to. Do you know why your muscles fail? It's not because they're tired. Do you want to? This is why your muscles fail. Your muscles fail because of heat.
yeah,
Your muscles will always fail first because of heat,
yeah.
not because of soreness or lack of energy.
Well, yeah, they can only
So
handle so much.
Devin's body, his muscles got way too hot. So this is a good tip. If you're ever losing a super match, ice every muscle in your arm. Get ice. Get people to pack ice on your arm to cool the muscles down. You'll gain 10, 20% strength back that quick.
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
muscles fail because of heat, not because of lack of energy. If you
Mhm.
lost the energy, you'd pass out. If you didn't have the energy output to move your arm, you don't have it to move your legs or the rest of your body. You have the output, you just don't have it's
Did
too heated up.
you see the thing that Brian Shaw uses? I want to get one.
No. Is it like a cold thing or
It's a
something?
box that looks like a little Bluetooth boom box, but
Okay.
it's a air conditioner, like a ice box.
Yes.
It's electric ice
Yes.
box. And what he does is when he's between more like things that he does, he holds it and it makes it's like ice. It's like
Yep.
electric ice maker. Yeah. It blows cold, like ice cold air on his hands. And yeah,
Yep.
anyway, he does it all the time. And I was watching and then he explained that it was, yeah, it would it would
Yep.
ice his arms and hands where,
And this is proof of this is go to the gym, get like grab like a weight that's pretty heavy and go to curl it and then curl it until you can't anymore. And you're like, oh, I have to go down in weight. And then go freeze your arm and go back. The first couple curls, oh, like nothing, back to
yeah,
normal.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly.
so if you can somehow find a way to cool your body down,
I'm gonna buy one
you
of
keep a
those
lot of
things that
strength.
Brian has and try.
Between matches,
Yeah.
100%.
I'll
My
bring it. I'll
plan
bring it.
last,
Yeah.
I had a plan last match. If it was going to go bad, I told someone to go get me as much ice as they could, and I was going to shove my arm and my hand into ice
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because of that to get
Yeah,
my
yeah.
hand cold so I can go full power again on the go.
Yeah, you know what? That'd be good for me because my hand likes to swell up. When my
Yep.
hand swells up, it's ugly because it's my hand's so thick
It
anyway.
hurts so bad for me.
Yeah,
It hurts me. It hurts me. Like I get to the point where I'm like start to panic. I'm like, I got to get this to stop. This hurts
oh,
so
I've had
bad.
it too, where it's actually, yeah, it's actual pain. Yeah, yeah, I know
It's
exactly.
painful. It's very painful.
I've
Yeah.
had it. Yeah, yeah, I've had it many times.
Well,
Well,
100%.
yeah, yeah. So are you working Saturday?
What's it called? What's that? Do you know what that thing's called?
What? Oh,
The icebox thing that
I don't
Brian
know. I have
uses?
to go back to I have to go
We'll
back.
figure it out maybe for you, Ali, and
It's
we'll
like an
send it to
ice
you.
box, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like,
But
yeah,
dude, anyone that is in a super match that doesn't use ice on their muscles is literally giving the opponent 10 to 15% extra. It
yeah.
almost makes no sense not to. After I learned that for my match that I just had this month, I told 3 people, I'm like, if my hand blows up, go get me 3 things of ice, please.
Mhm.
I was ready because I read about this and I found it out. I think it might have been Brian Shaw that said this. I might have been
Mhm.
watching the same video you're talking about. He might have said it in that video. He's like, I'll do this because your muscles fail
Yeah.
because of heat. And I'm pretty sure that
Mhm.
might have been the
Could have
video,
been.
honestly. I don't
Yeah, I
remember
already
where I heard it
explained.
from.
He explained something, so I don't know
Yeah,
what it
that must have
was.
been it. Same video. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure that was it.
yeah,
It was recent. It was within the past
yeah,
like month or two.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Maybe 2 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a big secret. If there's 3 secrets in arm wrestling that you
Yeah.
can just tell new people, the first thing I tell almost everybody I work with, I'm like, if there's one secret to arm wrestling, there is one. If there's like one big secret that is life changing for an arm wrestler, there is one, and it's the stupidest thing. You won't even understand it. It's don't hang on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Once you realize, don't hang on with your fingers. Hang on with your
yeah,
this.
yeah,
Hang on
yeah,
with everything here.
yeah,
It changes. You'll go from not being able to beat somebody if you're both not arm wrestlers to
yeah,
easily beating them. Be like, oh
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
that's the biggest trick is not hanging on. And that works in almost every scenario too.
yeah. Oh, definitely.
Except for in the strap. Me, when I don't hang on in the strap, I just lose everything.
Well, you don't have to hang on the strap,
No, I
really.
know, but
We,
the problem is if I let go in the strap, I try to pull like I'm not in the strap.
oh,
It
okay,
doesn't help
okay.
me.
You
I
know you can't. Yeah,
I if you're pulling in the strap, I know my brain knows exactly how to do it. You want to be pulling through the strap, not through your hand. You want to bind it here and
right.
here. I forget that as soon as the strap goes on, dude. I
Yeah,
forget it.
yeah.
I know it's there, just gone. Even if I try to
Mhm.
do it, it doesn't work for very long. I just forget it.
Well, it took me about 6 months to figure out the strap. I'd be like,
Yeah,
"Oh, you want to go to strap?" I'd be like, "Not really," because I'd lose every time in the strap, and I'm like, "Why
yeah.
am I losing? I should be way stronger in the strap." Everyone said I should be stronger, and then it was Stu Bellick goes, "Well, Brian, you got it's like the opposite, right? Like so now that you're in the strap, you're not, instead of focusing on the top of your hand, controlling and using your hand like you normally do." All you're really doing is pulling through the bottom of your hand and creating a bind on the strap. And then you can
It locks
control,
the top for you.
yes, yes, it locks in, and then you can control the opponent with the strap.
Yep.
Then I could never, and Devin used to say it too, right? Like,
Easier said than done, of course.
yeah, yeah. But then when I did it and I felt that bind and that connection, it just clicked. And now it's like it's
Yeah.
actually a natural behavior for me in the straps. You just have to build that. Once you connect and you recognize it,
Oh yeah.
then you'll have a bond with the strap, right?
I've
So
been pulling the strap almost actually every single practice I've ever been to. I pulled in the strap for the past almost 3.5 years, 3.25 years. And here's the thing: my setup in the strap has gotten very, 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 very good. I can set up my setup in the strap
that
is
was really good.
almost as good as my setup outside of the strap.
Yeah, yeah.
And my flash pins in the strap are almost as good. Everything other than that is not up to par to my outside the strap game. It's just not.
Mhm.
It's like a measurable percentage, at least 5 to 10 everywhere.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just I
Just
don't pull the
because
same.
you just because you just have a connection when you're in the strap and you're
Yep.
slow pulling, you just have a connect. Your connection is to try to just pull like if you weren't strapped still.
Yep.
You just have a natural thing that makes you, just try to use your hand normally, right? When the other guy is able to use the strap, right? And because it's a big difference. Like when you hit back like this and you feel that bind on the strap, you can literally drag your opponent's arm across the table.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not your hand at this point, right? Like you don't even have to be gripped. It's just you know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's realizing that it's not about that. I mean, you still have to have a strong hand. You need strong pronating muscles and supinating muscles and stuff. Strong riser, you still need that,
Oh,
right?
you definitely need it.
Yeah, you need all that
But you're
still.
not pulling through your top knuckle anymore. You're not
That's
pulling
right.
through
That's
the
what that and that's just it though, right? Yeah. You're no longer pulling through your top knuckle. No,
no.
no. So I mean, and that's really the
Michael,
only difference.
no, seriously. Michael Geib in the chat saying he's read and heard that too cold doesn't always work. It's got to be cool, but not too cold. And I believe he's right. I think what happens is you're I've heard the weird term for it. I'm gonna sound like an idiot. I'm gonna try to say it. I don't know if this is it, like vagovascular system or something. Has to do with like your capillary action of your something. If it's too cold, they don't act. It takes them longer, and then you don't get as much blood flow, and then yeah, actually you get less performance because your meat is too cold, right? But theoretically, here's the crazy part: if you are constantly moving and working out, and then you put extreme cold, you should totally be fine. It should counteract itself. So if you
Yeah.
could wear like a cold sleeve while you do it, you should be fine. But if you were to just wear the cold sleeve alone, it would get too cold. So you have to do a balance of keeping your body warm while cooling it. You can't just keep it warm and then overcool it and let it get cold. You got to keep it warm while you're cooling it. I think that's the big thing. Like you said, Brian, between
Yeah.
sets, he'd
Yeah.
be getting warm, overheating, cooling it down, but then right back at it. So his muscles are never they're fluctuating from like the baseline and up. They're never dropping too low. And that's smart because yeah, you don't want to just sit there and just like I was saying, just shove my arm in the ice. To be fair, I think that still would have helped me because I would have been screwed completely. I wouldn't be able to move my hand. But yeah, it wouldn't have given me the boost that I could have if I would have had that perfect balance, right? I don't know what the perfect balance is, and maybe I'll start doing that and find it so everyone
Yeah.
sees. Look at that pronator. Look at that.
No apology. Oh, Dustin, did we get on that late? Was it after 6:41?
I think it's right around there. We've been on for. Let me check here.
You said no pod tonight, but I didn't see my phone because I was setting up the Zoom and shit.
A minute and 60. Yeah, right at we started right at 6:45.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense then. Watch party, king of the table. You gonna go?
Where is it?
We'll do it at Matt's.
Matt's gonna be there.
No, I know. I know. No, Sean just messaged me.
Oh, okay. We're still gonna do it at Matt's.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Do
Oh,
it.
okay. I was thinking, how can we do it at Matt's? Matt will be in freaking
Yeah,
at
I
King of
know.
the
And
Table.
Sean always goes. I guess he just couldn't go this time. Yeah,
That's
it's in
fair.
Istanbul, right? This one.
Oh, it's all the way back in Turkey. Damn.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's the first time King of the Table actually has been in Istanbul, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's not cheap to go to Istanbul, man. It's at least
Oh,
10K. Like,
yeah,
well, like maybe you could do it for less, but like probably
yeah,
like if you're going everywhere everyone else is going, doing all this stuff, like
yeah. You
doing
need
the
some
whole
money.
thing,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could see 10K being not that because it's what 1,700 for a flight or some crazy shit like that.
No, it can be up to 35,
Oh,
3,600
okay.
there and
Yeah.
back.
Jeez.
Just
It's very
depends.
expensive.
It depends. Yeah, depends.
Yeah. And you
Seats,
get in expensive
hotels.
hotels. You're eating out every night. You're
Yeah.
traveling places. You're having some fun. There's amenities. Yeah, I could see that going to Turkey is not cheap, man.
No, no, no. But anyway, that'd be cool though, 'cause then us as a club can all come together and support Matt and watch the match.
Yeah. I'll definitely I'll make it for that.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
day is it?
On the 10th Saturday. Yeah.
It's the 10th, Saturday. Okay. Yeah, I'm
Well, you
I am
might
working
work.
that day,
Yeah, you never know. Yeah. Oh, you
but
do
we'll
know
see.
that far ahead now?
Uh I no, not yet. I did change my schedule up though, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you said
I
something about you should be able to make Tuesdays all the time.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
that's pretty cool.
99% of the time I can make it Tuesday.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
way better. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it was getting kind of rough there where I was like, I had to just
They
pray.
just
We had a
they
guest.
kept Tuesday. I work at Best Buy, everyone, just so you
Yeah,
guys know. So this is gonna make more sense. It's truck day, so we get all of our TVs and stuff in.
yeah.
So they need like, strong guys there move
So
the
you just
TVs.
start. You got him to just start a little earlier.
Yeah, well, no, I don't. I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I got a second job working with Frank,
Nice.
but
That's
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is at Best Buy, and then Monday,
oh,
Tuesday, Wednesday gonna be there. So,
okay. Frank from the
but
club.
Tuesdays, yeah, Frank from the club. Yeah, Tuesdays I
Okay.
should. I'm pretty sure I can just get off at 6 on
That's still
Tuesdays.
pretty cool. So now you got,
Oh yeah.
hey, that's good news then. You got
Oh, it is good news. I'll be making
that.
more money in
Yeah,
3 days than I would 4 days.
yeah, yeah.
I'll make
Oh
more money
yeah.
in 3 days than I was making in 2 weeks at Best Buy. So,
Well, yeah, because yeah, it makes
but I
sense.
still like Best Buy. That's why I didn't want to leave
Yeah,
it.
you don't
But
want to just delete it. Yeah, yeah.
no,
Well, not right
hey,
now.
when I'm
No.
at Best Buy lifting these TVs, man, I'm lifting TVs. I'm lifting freaking 200-pound washers and dryers up. Like, I get some good exercise.
Oh
You'd be
yeah.
surprised some of the shit I lift in there,
Oh
man.
yeah. No, I believe it. I believe
Arms, just arms. I can lift about
it.
200, dude. I weigh 150. I can lift about 200 pounds with my arms.
Yeah,
Like, I can lift up 200 pounds.
that's
Not for
crazy. Eh?
long, like maybe 4 seconds, but that's all I need. I just need to be able to grab it, go, "Wah," and then
Yeah,
throw it
yeah.
on a shelf. But
It is crazy to think that lifting up more than our actual body weight, how our
yeah.
body, it's not just about muscles at that point. It
Oh,
is, it
dude, I
isn't.
I would throw my back out if I didn't lift proper. I have to
Yeah,
like
yeah.
crouch all the way down and then like squat it up and then shift it
Yeah,
up
yeah.
into my arms and like throw it.
Mhm.
It's good shit, man. I get a decent arm workout on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
You know what's been really hard on me is deloading.
I
It's
don't even
been
deload.
yeah,
I
but
don't even deload.
we
I don't
train
even do it.
different though. Yeah, yeah, no, we train. Well, I still work. I'm still doing stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
still
Well,
doing high
here's the
volume.
thing. Here's the thing. If you're deloading to then switch from high rep low weight to low rep high weight, okay. But
Yeah,
that's only if you're coming off the high weight to low weight. And
that's what I'm doing.
personally,
Yeah,
everybody's body's different.
yeah.
Me, I did a lot of gymnastics, man. I was bouncing around most of my life.
That's
So
why
my
you're good at arm
body's
wrestling too.
pretty
Yeah.
pretty good at fluctuating and not having to
It
deload so
means your
much.
tendons are stronger than the average
I
person.
pull with my tendons, brother.
Yeah.
I pull with the
Those
tendons.
gymnasts are proven to have crazy tendons.
Look at the
Crazy.
biceps on gymnasts.
Yeah, I know.
Massive biceps.
Massive. Yeah. Well, look
It's
at
because
Cody Wood.
when your arms are fully extended, the bicep load is on your arms.
Yeah,
The load goes fully on your bicep.
yeah.
So when they
You
do
see
the
that
the
Cody Wood
hangs,
guy? He does just
yeah,
all he does is friggin'
I could beat
weight.
Cody Wood with 2 arms.
Well, he's proven that he's one of the top in North
He's
America.
good. He's very
So
good. I'd like to train with him actually.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, maybe you can. And he's like a gymnast type background too, right? And all he does is pull ups and
Yep.
calisthenics and stuff like
I
that.
can do 100-pound weighted pull-ups.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Imagine you just
He
started.
does 200-pound weighted
Yeah, but
pull-ups.
imagine you started training just like Cody Wood. I
If I
mean,
was training like I used to do dips with 135 pounds.
yeah, I believe it.
Boom. Pop
Yeah,
out
I
20
was always
dips with
strong at
with a
dips too.
chain with 135,
Yeah, dips were
345.
always that was a strong. You know what? Pull ups, I'm not as good at dips. I'm really good at dips.
Dude, I could do man, I could do like 70 dips back in the day, which isn't that much because I knew a guy who could do like 200.
I can
And
do a lot of dips. Yeah,
he could do I think the guy that could do 200 that I knew could do like infinite, but
yeah,
I could do like 70 in my peak.
yeah.
And you just
Well,
hammer them out, just boom, like a machine. Your arms feel like this,
yeah, but see,
like
I
a
like
freaking
dips.
hydraulic machine,
Yeah,
man.
I like dips because it helped me with my bench press. So
And it helps your front delts. You can
yeah,
lean forward, put a lot of
yeah.
pressure on the front delt. Now you
I
can
get
get
a lot
injured
on my
that way, but
tricep. My
if you're trying
triceps
to
got
do
a
it,
lot of my dips went to my
you
triceps.
want to know a trick when you're doing dips to isolate the tricep 100%?
Oh,
The human body works your tricep when your elbows are tucked in. So when you're doing your dips, drive those elbows in as hard as you can when you're dipping. You
yeah,
will put almost 100% on the tricep.
on
Now
the
flare
triceps.
them out, front delts.
Yep.
Flare them 100% sideways, and you're working front delt and I guess upper pectoral, but mostly just front delt. The front delts are very important for arm wrestling. You know what your front delt does? Watch this. Ready for this? Internal rotation is your front delt.
Yep. Yep.
So when
No,
you get flash pinned off the bat like this, boom,
it means that
you ain't
you're
got
weak.
enough front delt power.
Yeah.
And that's also why people, when they're driving, sometimes they pull their front delt or they make it all bruised here,
Yeah.
is because the connection from their front delt to their chest where it connects pulls and boom, they get a big old
Well, think
bruise.
about some of the pullers too. You know who's got huge shoulders is Justin Bishop.
He
When that
does. Yeah,
guy's
he just
pumped,
walks around with shoulder
oh, they're
pads, man.
like bold. He's got boulders for shoulders, man. Like
Yep. You want boulder
retarded.
shoulders for
Yeah,
internal rotation. And a
yeah.
good way to, funniest thing, how do you train your front delt? Front
Well,
deltoid raises, where you go like
I
this,
do the
boom, right?
yeah. That's what I was just
Right?
gonna show you.
Right?
I do
What's
cross
internal
like
super?
cross body like this. Yeah.
What's internal rotation and or what do you do in your arm wrestle? This. You
Mhm.
do this. You do the exact same thing. So
Yeah, exact same
it's an
thing.
amazing workout for arm. It's one of the workouts that transfer very well.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
And it
do
makes
pec
sense.
raises, and you can
Yeah.
do them two ways. You can do them like this,
You
and
can
you can do
do
them
it
like
down. You can do them
this.
down force too, though.
Yeah, you can
Like
come
off a
across. You can
pulley.
come up,
Yeah,
or
because I
even
used to do them
dude.
off a pulley like this, cross body off a pulley.
You get both of them, and you walk
Yeah,
forward, and then boom. That was one of my favorite. Dude, I take my shirt off.
yeah,
Anyone looks like a monster. Your body turns red. You striate everywhere. If you're
yeah.
under like 15% body fat and you do that, you're gonna look massive.
Oh
You're just
yeah,
gonna look lean as hell.
I gotta get my body fat down. Yeah,
Your body fat's at what, like 28,
it's pretty high.
24.
I think I was
It's,
26.7 or something.
yeah, I'm pretty good at judging up until about 12%. If someone's 12 and up, I'm pretty good at judging. But if
Yeah.
they're under 12, it's very hard
Oh
because
yeah,
it just
it's
shreds away
so
so quick
yeah,
at that,
yeah.
right?
When you're under
It
12, you're just skin and
I'm at right now, I'm at like probably 12 and a bit, 12 and a
yeah.
hair. So
Okay,
I should
you're
be about
pretty thin.
15 if I want to be healthy. 15's healthier. The thing is, if I'm this weight, I'm actually low test.
Yeah, I know
If
what you
I'm at
mean.
15, I'll have peak test for my body.
I know what you mean. And if you go higher over 20, then your
Then it's
test goes low again. Yeah,
low again. Yeah.
yeah,
And right now, and the thing is, like, if I was working out 24/7, maybe it wouldn't be like that. But I'm not working out 24/7. I'm just keeping my body fat lower.
yeah,
I'm doing it myself by intermittent fasting. I'm getting old now,
yeah.
so I'm just gonna
You just
intermittent
do it as a
fast
lifestyle. You just
forever.
do that as a lifestyle,
I've
though.
been doing it for 10 years now. It's nothing to me now.
See, I couldn't do it because I have more I don't know. I can do it, but I have to
Hmm.
plan it and I can't
Dude, I
continually
went
do it.
19 and a half hours today without eating.
Yeah,
No
see, I
problem.
couldn't do that. Yeah, I
I
couldn't do
ate
that.
once. I might not even eat again today.
Yeah, but you're programmed. You're programmed to do it. So
I
I
can
mean,
run off of like 700 calories.
yeah.
Totally fine.
Like
It's
me, if
crazy.
I don't eat, I actually get physical illnesses.
Yeah,
Like I'm
I
talking, I get a
I do too.
migraine
Sometimes I
headache,
do too because I forget to eat. I
acid
don't get
reflex.
hungry anymore, right? I'll only get
Yeah.
hungry after like I'll get randomly hungry, but it's not like oh at X amount I get hungry.
Yeah,
I can
you're
go
weird too.
20 hours without
You can
getting
eat a
hungry.
huge portion of food too, all of a sudden. Yeah.
It's because I didn't eat in 20 hours.
No, I know, but I'm different. If I go 20 hours,
Fair.
I eat a few bites and I'm full. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. My
It's
like you said, my
weird.
body's used to it.
Well, yeah, your body's used to it. And I mean, like, I tried to do the fasting thing and I never felt
Yeah,
good. Now, I liked fasting. Like, if I said this week I'm going to do intermittent fasting, I
yeah,
would do it just to like help clean my body and clean my organs
yeah.
out. And, you know what I mean? Get and feel healthy. But I still, 2 hours after I wake up, I like to have a good meal, like good breakfast.
You can totally still fast and eat 2 hours after you wake up.
Oh yeah, you
Totally possible.
can. It's just,
You
but
just have
I'm
to not eat
also,
past 6 a.m. or 6 p.m. You just
well,
can't
see
have
the
anything
thing.
after 6 p.m.
Well, the thing I like to do that I used to do is I wouldn't eat 3 hours before bed, and I wouldn't eat for 3 hours after I woke up.
So
Now
that
it
gives
was
you a 14-hour fast if
gives
everything
me a
works out.
yes, and
But they say a fast only starts to kick in at 16,
yeah, that
and then
was
try to push it to 20 if you can, because you're not trying to get into ketosis,
I
but you're
heard
trying to get
that.
your body into a
See, I heard something different. I read something different. I read that because you eat so regularly, the body is using 80% of its energy all the time to digest food,
maybe
right?
someone that's I've been doing
Yeah,
it for so
maybe it
long. Maybe
depends on
it's yeah,
yeah. And then what I read is after 7 hours, right?
hmm
You haven't eaten no food in 7 hours. Your body now, after 7 hours, starts reassigning percents of its output. So, when it's not focused on digesting, then it will start saying, okay, we got some 6 cells over here, or we got this, we got to heal, and all this kind of stuff. And then slowly after 7 hours, the body starts reassigning all its energy to things
Yeah.
that need it in the body. But
It probably
because,
starts at 7, but 16
yeah,
is when your body starts
it
to
starts.
burn fat and
Yeah,
build
yeah.
muscle at the same time.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
when your body
talking.
starts to
Yeah, I'm not talking about the fat process. I'm talking about the healing process.
the healing process.
Like
Yeah.
to
Well,
get the
yeah.
benefits from fasting. Yeah,
Well, you
yeah.
want the real benefits, you got to go like
Yeah, you
36.
got to go. Yeah, I
You
know.
got to go 36 because like you need to have
Yeah.
almost a 2 day fast to actually get your body where it's burning
Yeah.
completely, and
Yeah.
your body doesn't start running on only reserves until after 24 hours. Your body
Yeah.
can go 24 hours with just the little bit it has already ready to go. It doesn't have to dig into your reserves. Now, this is person to person totally different. With me, that's how it works with me because I'm so used to it. My body can survive off of just a little bit of nutrition, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Austin wants you to go chill.
I
Yeah.
already have some plans. I'll see,
Oh,
maybe.
do you? Oh, yeah. Well, I got to get off pretty soon anyway,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, like I was gonna start using fasting again
Yeah.
just to heal, like just the healing properties of it. And you're
And
right.
and think about this. If you're fasting and you're eating like shit, you're gonna feel like shit. If you're
Oh yeah.
fasting and every time you eat, you start with like a banana,
Yeah.
some yogurt. I mean, those are hard on the stomach. Maybe don't start with those, but you see what I'm saying? Like healthy
Yogurt
foods that
is
are
good for the gut. Oh,
very dense in nutrition. You don't
yeah.
want to eat 30 pounds of food. You
No.
want dense
Yeah, yeah,
food
I
because your
agree. And then the
body,
body
like,
uses it properly. Yeah.
because remember what you said, your body's now switched over. So if you
Yep.
start throwing a bunch of hard to digest foods, it's gonna be hard for your
Now
body
it's
to,
now it's like we
right?
got to store this away as fat because this is
So
garbage
since
and
you
this.
don't fast a lot, it makes sense that when you come off the fast, you just want to eat a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Where
Well, see
me,
what I
I
was
can just
thinking.
load it up, right?
Well, what I would like to do is almost not go total keto, but what I was thinking
No.
about doing because my body still relies on sugar a lot for energy.
You go
uh,
36, 48, you're definitely
Yeah,
into ketosis.
yeah. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to slowly get my body to start using fats for energy rather
Yep.
than sugars. But
16 is a good number.
yeah,
It's
but
achievable.
so I don't go into ketosis though, because it happens easy, right? Because the body's
You
looking for
shouldn't go into
sugar.
ketosis at 16.
Well, what I was thinking is to do a big fast, and then after I've done the fast and my body's already now, using reserves, it's not using sugar anymore. This is when I change my diet altogether, and then I start introducing a lot of fat. So then my body it needs energy, so now it can start using the fat, and you know what I mean. I'd like to get like just get away from the sugars, like the
There was
heavy.
a man who weighed 600 pounds and he didn't eat for like a year or like 300 days and he survived just off the fat.
Wow.
It's all mental. If you stopped eating right now, you could survive for weeks,
Oh yeah,
weeks
you
without
can.
eating,
You need water, but
weeks.
yeah, yeah,
I would die.
yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah. 'Cause
nothing
you
for my
don't have
body
enough
to,
reserves. Yeah,
I don't have many at all. My reserves are all in my ass cheeks.
yeah. No, it makes sense. Oh, throw it out there. So
Yep.
people in the chat that are left, we got Ryan Bellinger coming on Sunday at 4 o'clock. So I don't know what you're doing. Are you free?
Ryan B.
Yeah,
Sunday 4 o'clock. I'd have to check the schedule.
it'd be cool if you're
Yeah.
free.
Yeah.
He's actually a beast. Yeah, he's out of the Chad Silver's camp. He
Mhm.
trains with Hunter Knopfs and Adam Warzinski and all those
Very,
guys.
very proficient
Yeah,
club.
yeah, yeah. And Ryan is he had an opportunity, he pulled on East versus West, he won his match. So I mean, yeah, he's a beast. Arms again, yeah.
I'm undefeated at Armsgeddon.
Yeah. I got that shirt. Yeah, I got that shirt. I was there for that one, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
So
tried to.
anyway,
You
that's gonna
know
be
what I
Sunday.
tried, man. People were a
I
lot of thieves
know.
at that event, man. They stole everything.
Yeah, I know, I know. Hey, listen,
That
I
sucked.
wasn't upset with you. Yeah, yeah.
No, no, no. I tried. The thing was there wasn't even enough to go around, so people just started stealing from our table.
No, I know. Taking posters and stuff. It's like,
Yeah, taking stuff that's not theirs. But
and then
it is what it is.
metal
Hey,
went missing.
metal, no,
Metal went
multiple
missing.
medals, and
Yeah.
uh, yeah, yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
It's weird, yeah. It's just weird. Yeah. But
yeah,
whatever. What do you do, eh? Well, you know what? I was on the river all day today, up to my waist in water, and I had a thunderstorm come in over top of me. And basically I'm wiped. So I'm like
yeah,
falling asleep. So
100%, man. No issue. I'm good to head off too. Thanks
we're
for
gonna
watching,
call it.
everybody. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks everyone. And try to tune in Sunday, 4 o'clock. Ryan
Sunday
Bellinger.
4 o'clock.
And
Ryan Bellinger.
I'll talk to you soon. And you're not going to provincials.
I don't think so. No, I don't
Well,
think I'm gonna go.
well, if you change your mind, I'll drive through and pick you up.
I might go if I'm not
Yeah,
working just to chill, but I'm not gonna
yeah,
compete. I don't think.
yeah, yeah. Oh
I don't
yeah,
have the money to go to nationals. Just to be
yeah.
honest, I don't have $1,000 just chilling waiting
Oh
to go to
no, I know what
nationals.
you're
So
saying.
there's no
Yeah,
point in me going to provincials because even let's say I do good, I just fucked
yeah,
some guy who would have got a spot.
yeah. Oh
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
everybody. Yeah, now it doesn't matter. Everybody
Oh,
gets to
I
go.
guess it doesn't matter now. Yeah,
But no, I hear you either
but
way.
still, yeah,
Well,
I don't know.
whatever. If you need, yeah, if you need a ride just to come chill with us, I'll pick you up
Yeah, hey,
any
I'll
day.
come support the club and everything if I'm
Yeah,
able to,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But okay, brother. Well, you have a good night, and everyone else have a great night. Appreciate you
See
all.
you next
Like,
time,
sub.
guys.
Yep.
Yeah, don't forget to like and sub. We're almost at 420. Once we
Yeah.
get 420, no, once we get
No.
500, we're
Yeah.
gonna
500.
we're
Yeah.
gonna ramp things up a little bit.
Oh yeah. We're gonna start doing like
Uh,
fun stuff. A lot of fun stuff. Yeah.
I appreciate that, Ali. It's not I can afford to go to provincials. I just don't have the money to go to nationals. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
No, I get it. I get it. One
maybe.
way or
Hey,
another.
the last time I went to a tournament and I said I wasn't going to pull, people convinced me to pull, and I did okay. So
Yeah. You never
maybe
know.
I'll pull. I don't know,
You don't
man.
know.
It's
But you just don't want to put
I,
that pressure on yourself. Yeah. I know what you're
I
saying.
I know that my arms are. I don't want to. I want to be fair to myself.
Yeah,
If
you're
I'm
not
going to go to
feeling well.
provincials, I'm going there to win number one. I'm going there to destroy everybody. I'm
Yeah.
not there right now.
Yeah,
I'm not.
you're
My
feeling
arms
beat
aren't there.
up. Yeah.
I'm not saying I could beat everybody, but that would be my mentality going in. Is I would want to beat everybody. I'd want to be
Yeah.
number one. I know, no matter. I guarantee I'm not going to be number one if I go now. So I just feel like it would be unjust to myself to try to
You're beat up and not,
underperform.
yeah, you're
And
just
I don't
not.
care what people think. I don't care if I get last place and people think, "Oh, he sucks." I mean, for me, I don't want
Yeah,
my
but
own mentality to be like, "Damn, dude."
if you're not, if you're beat up and you're running on 70% or 60%, then I
I,
wouldn't
I'm
pull
probably
either.
close to 85, 90 on the right
Yeah.
of what I have. I mean, I don't think
Yeah.
I'm peak, but the
Yeah.
left, my inside on the left is I'm gonna get hurt. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
get injured if I pull left.
Yeah. Don't even.
So it's like if my left is my better arm right now. I think I
Yeah.
could actually win if it was healed. My right is still coming back. So I might sound like a chump, but
I'm hoping that
I
I
think I
come
need to go
in.
back to the drawing board and get a little better before
Oh
I.
no, I hear you. Heal up too. You got to. Hey, you've been going hard for a year. Now you got to take a little. Your body needs a little rest, right?
I haven't been doing many tournaments. I've just been kind of super
A
matching it,
lot of
trying
super
to.
matches though.
I've
A
been trying
lot.
to hone my setups, hone my lanes,
Yeah.
just get better in high stress, high environments where it's like this matters. You got to do it now. People are watching,
Yeah.
so that I get. I can perform at my best in any moment. You know what I mean? Which
Yeah.
I've always been the type of guy that performs good under pressure. I've never had an issue with like underperforming during pressure or anything. It's just I want to perform my absolute best no matter what,
No,
no matter
I
where.
hear you. Listen, I'm hoping I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize my elbow. No more training like on my elbow, and I'm just going to do like blood flow shit
Yep.
until like Thursday, and then I'm just praying that my elbow just is perfect on Saturday.
Yeah.
Right now, I think I'm going to have pain in going inside on my elbow, but
Yeah.
I think in a few more days, I don't know. I mean, it has healed so much in the last 4 or 5 days, so. But
Maybe I will pull. I don't know. Now I kind of want to pull up provincials just for the fun of it.
yeah, well, you probably
Just
are.
to get some ready goes. I just love the ready goes, man.
It's
They're
what
so
day
fun.
is it? Tuesday? So yeah, Saturday. I'll be rolling through about 10:25 a.m.
Okay. Okay.
Oh shit. I'm getting a phone call. So that's the
Oh wait,
show, guys.
take
Have a
her
good
easy.